And mosquitoes just aren't in Africa. They're here as well. They're everywhere. And they're a danger to society.
Hot as dog shit over here. God.
Oh my
God. Hot over there?
Yeah. It's hot and it's like muggy. It's hot and it's wet, which, to quote the great man, is good when you're with a lady, but not when you're just recording a podcast.
Yeah, that's quite a popular quote. Yeah. Oh, God, I've drunk about 78 litres today.
Wow. I've just done 8 vodkas, so living on the edge.
Battlefield Earth, also referred to as Battlefield Earth, a saga of the year 3000. Oh, God. Is a 2000 American science fiction film based on the 1962 novel by Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. It was directed by blah, 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 who cares? John Travolta, Barry Pepper, Forrest Whitaker are in it. Follows a rebellion against the alien Cyclos who have ruled the Earth for 1,000 years. Today's episode is, of course, sponsored by the Church of Scientology, but which will have absolutely no bearing on these are our own opinions. You know, we're not going to be swayed at all, but very grateful for the the sponsorship by the Church of Scientology.
Yeah,
but just no influence on us.
If you do listen all the way through, and you start feeling different, you start feeling lighter, and you start feeling that you like Tom Cruise movies, it's purely because we've put there will be subliminal messaging in this episode. So be careful.
I'll edit that bit out. Yeah, Battlefield Earth.
Story of the year 3000. Whatever.
Wow, what a masterpiece! Ahead of his time, really. Written in 1962. This predates Star Wars. John Travolta said that this film is like Star Wars, only better. Well, this book, when he was trying to get it made.
Oh. Was it Travolta that pushed this thing to get to make it to celluloid?
Apparently,
he's in there, right? He's in the church.
Of course he is. All the best people are, Brad. All the best people are.
Is Madonna in there, or is she in the other one with the red bracelet?
She's a red bracelet. She's a weirdo.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on.
They wouldn't. Scientology wouldn't touch the weirdo Madonna with a 9-foot long shitty pole. Like it's only the best people. Only the best people.
She's fucking weird now.
No, she's always been weird. No, she's always been weird. Yeah, Travolta. Apparently, Hubbard tried to get this made in the 60s. He was talking about how there was a lot of interest and blah, blah, blah. He was going to be on the set and he was sort of hinting he was going to direct it. Didn't happen, but Travolta was the guy who got it going. Apparently, he went to a place called Franchise Entertainment, I think it was, and they're a company that specialize in getting pet projects from big movie stars made. And after this film, apparently they went bankrupt, and that was the end of them.
Oh, did they? Oh,
no,
never. Well,
they must have been suppressive personalities.
I mean, I'm no film nerd, right? I enjoy a good film and I know some stuff, but watching this, the first thing that struck me was, fuck, the acting's terrible, for starters. But then there's lots of like off-centered camera angles, like
it's called a Dutch tilt. It's called a Dutch tilt.
Yeah, but I mean, is it similar to a Dutch rudder, or is it no?
No, that would be masturbating your friend from behind, isn't it? Whereas the Dutch tilt is when you turn a camera on an angle.
Okay. Well, the Dutch rudder, no, you're facing each other and you're holding your own dick and somebody else is working your arm. That's right. So it's not gay because you're not touching dicks.
You're playing with your dick, but someone's moving your arm.
Someone's working your arm. That's it. Yeah.
That's a good loophole, isn't it? Like,
yeah. And there's the double Dutch rudder where there's two guys and you're both holding your own dicks, and then you're working the other guy's arm, and they're working it, and you're loving it, right? Yeah. But no, the Dutch tilt, I think, is overused in this film. Like, you're sort of watching a normal scene of people walking around through the bush, and then all of a sudden, chang, you got to tilt your head to the left. And it was obviously an artistic choice, but one that it just sort of took me out of it. And then the other one was, as Star Wars fans, who I assume most of our male listeners are, you'd be familiar with the swipe, right? The wipe, I think they call it, where it goes, you know, the image moves from one side to the other. In this film, it repeatedly does it, but it's like a center wipe that goes to both sides. And it does that over and over again. And it's fucking awful. How did you feel about the Dutch tilt and the spread 'em wipes?
I'm going to have to edit out your responses there. And we are sponsored by the Church of Scientology, Brad. Like, get with the program. I'm going to edit it. Dutch tilts in this film were fantastic. I think we're all agreed on that one. Really, really great. Looked fantastic. Not overused at all. I think copied many times by do you remember the first Thor movie? There's a lot of Dutch tilts in there. Obviously an homage to this film.
Sure.
Just beautiful. Acting superb, of course. What was the other thing? Oh, the swipes. Obviously an improvement from Star Wars.
Oh, sure. They took it and doubled it and made it better.
Yeah.
It's just not just one wipe, it's a double wipe.
I think the swipe wasn't invented by Star Wars, but since Star Wars, you kind of can't really do it without being compared to Star Wars, you know?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. And then obviously you loved everything about this film, but I wanted to like it when I saw it at the cinema. I remember when it came out. Oh, it's Travolta. He did Pulp Fiction. He did Broken Arrow. This cunt can do no wrong. And then when he appears, look who's talking. Hey, well, that was before Pulp Fiction. That was way back. This is like resurgence Travolta in the 90s, right? He was just perfect in every film he was in. And then this. Again, you can tell me how brilliant he was in it. But Michael was good where he played the angel. Yep, give him that. Where he had his mullet, and his nips out and his overalls.
Yeah.
But this, I don't fucking get it. He's got like dreads and giant heeled boots, and he's got a weird 6 fingers on one hand with his rubbery fingers. It just wasn't.
You spot his wife. Oh, Kelly Preston makes an appearance. His old long tongue.
I did notice long tongue. I didn't know that was his wife, though. All right, there you go.
Looking good.
Yeah, well, absolutely. She's never looked bad. Absolutely.
Not with us anymore, and very unfortunately, passed away.
Oh, did she? What happened to her?
She has a suppressive personality, so we threw her under a car.
Oh.
I'll edit that out. Edit that out. We're not supposed to.
Yeah. Yes, hard to watch Travolta in this film. He's hamming it up, but I don't know whether it's the editing or how it's put together, but it's just his characterization is pretty awful.
I think this movie actually gets a hard time, like a little excessively hard time. Like it's actually, there's bad stuff, but then there's quite funny stuff. There's quite good stuff. Like I quite enjoy the humor of it. Like when they're trying to figure out what humans' favorite food is. He goes, look, he loves that rat, doesn't he? He's the leader, so the other one's got to wait. Look, he's giving the rat. Oh, look how he's just wolfing it down. He loves that rat. I thought that was good. Let's get him a rat meal. That's his favorite food.
Sure, a witty idea, but not a redeeming enough item.
I liked it, and I like the connivingness where he's just like lying to people and then explaining how he lied to you, but he didn't lie. Like you sort of heard what you wanted to hear. They were double crossing each other. I found all that stuff quite cool, and then he gets double crossed by his friend at the end, and he's stuck with the gold, which is apparently halfway point of the book. They were hoping to make a sequel,
right.
which would be the second half of the book. So we don't know what happens.
Oh, sure. Well, to be fair,
I actually really enjoyed John Travolta's performance. I thought it was a good.
Oh, good.
You got to sort of realize there's a bit of comedy going on here. It's not meant to be taken 100% seriously. It's very over the top, and
I think it's filmed pretty straight. I think they were trying to make the greatest sci-fi film of all time.
Are you accusing John Travolta of being straight?
Well, I didn't say that. I said they filmed the movie straight.
Anyone who says that John Travolta stuck his hand down their pants and tried to play with their diddle is a fucking liar.
I've heard, allegedly.
And I'm saying that not under the influence of the Church of Scientology at all.
At all.
No.
Get out of here, Tom. Back up, Tom. They can hear you laughing, Tom. Stop smiling, Tom. They can hear your teeth.
Don't tell Tom what to do.
No, you can't. He's got his shades on and he's just a full smile, like double layers of teeth. It's too big, Tom. Stop smiling so
out.
big.
We'll edit it out, Tom. Don't worry.
Can't believe you left Nicole Kidman, you fool.
He wanted to bang Katie Holmes.
Yeah. All right. Fair play. Touche, Tom.
And Penelope Cruz. Like,
no, well played, Tom. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's doing. Jesus.
Mimi Rogers.
He'd already done Nicole like for 10 years. Like, let's face it. He'd done everything he could do.
Moving on up.
He had to accomplish something else. Yeah.
I remember watching this when it came out, and in the first 5 minutes of the film, I like that the main actor, I forget his name, he did not go on to do anything.
Barry Pepper.
Yeah, I thought
the great Barry Pepper.
He's got to go places. What has he done? He's got a great look. Did he do big things? Like, did he become a big actor? I'm not aware of his presence.
He's carried on. He's done lots of different things. Not a huge star, but he's always going.
He'd do like TV star famous, like, oh, that's that character actor, Barry Pepper. Let's get him for that role.
Saving Private Ryan, Boot Camp.
Yes, he was. He was great in that.
He was in Green Mile. He was in True Grit.
Yes, he was. He was so good in the Green Mile. All right, well, there you go. I stand corrected. He did go places. So when you get a good project and a good director, that guy, no, he was great in the Green Mile.
He was in Maze Runner, The Death Cure, Maze Runner, Scorched Trials, Monster Trucks. Good Lord.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's on the downturn again now. He's heading back.
The Lone Ranger.
Well, that was good, but I don't remember him in it. I liked The Lone Ranger. So that's the cannibal guy, allegedly. Hammer. Arnie Hammer.
He was Isn't he the Call guy of Duty, Modern Warfare 2.
That's the game.
Yeah. 7 pounds with Will Smith. Flags of Our Fathers.
Well, and he's been tainted by the Smith brush now. That's the slap that's reverberating through
another Scientology link.
What did he do? Oh, is that Smith?
Yeah, Will Smith.
Did you? I heard.
Saving Private Ryan.
I heard a rumor that Will Smith banged Margot Robbie. Do you think would that be true?
When they filmed
Focus, because Will Smith and what's her name, Pinky, have an open marriage, and then apparently when Smith and what's her name were filming Focus, she got a little Fresh Prince.
Oh.
Again, allegedly. Like, don't quote me. It's just what I heard. Good for him. Good for her.
I have nothing to add to it. I don't really kind of know.
You won't be there in the court with me. It's just me, my slander.
Yeah, well,
shame.
Who's going to go, I complain about that rumor? Right. Like, if someone was spreading a rumor that you'd slept with Margot Robbie, you'd be like,
I'd be like,
keep going.
Absolutely, I did.
No comment.
I absolutely unequivocally did. Yes, I absolutely
I'm not
did.
saying yes. I'm not saying no.
I'm oh, yeah, absolutely would. Yeah, like an animal. Battlefield Earth. I had to do it in two halves. I had to stop halfway through. I was a bit over it. It was at the point where the humans started learning how to fly fighter planes, and how long did they have? 3 days. I went, fuck this shit. And then they all appear and they can fly these planes real awesomely. And yeah, that's it. The yawn I just heard then is how I felt in the second half of this film. It's like, fuck this. Is it over yet? And then it just ended.
They did
really
have
abruptly.
that machine that beamed information straight into your head. I was kind of
was
wondering
only
why he
for the
wasn't
one
using
guy,
it on
though.
everybody, though.
Yeah.
It would have been-
Exactly. Goddamn stupid. And like Travolta would have killed him as soon as he started being a dick. You know? Like he did heaps of what's his name? Pepper. He started like getting all uppity.
That's
Travolta
where it
would have
gets
just
a
gone,
bit campy, like when they turn up with all the gold bars, like, and he's like, oh, well, you had time to smelter the gold into bars.
Yeah.
Like, okay. He's like, well, you should be getting a bit suspicious. How the fuck they do that?
Yeah. I think if they remade it now with a more serious tone, and let's say James Cameron was the director, I think they could pull it off. You know, like the story, the idea that are they the Cylons or Cyclones? I don't remember. The whole idea is cool. I think it's dumb that humans went back to being cavemen. Like when the other group arrives and they're all like, oh. Like, fuck off. You know, like how humans wouldn't, or maybe they would, now that I'm thinking about it as I'm talking. Would you
That's
lose
what happened
language?
in Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, the apes take over. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, I take it back. There's a precedent there in a good film. So I just thought, like, if all that knowledge was still there and humans were alive, so that means humans have lived since then, that each generation, you wouldn't just forget about the library that's there untouched, you know, or the big cities with all this information.
It
So
is
just
1,000 years since.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
even over that, if that all that information was still there, the books that would be handed down, that knowledge, that's how knowledge works. But then again, nobody knows how the fuck the Egyptians put the pyramids up. So I've just
Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
watched that Ancient Apocalypse show?
no. Should I?
Well, the show it's got that dramatic, kooky music going all the time, and it looks a little like a cheap, schlocky documentary kind of a thing. But it's really interesting what they put together. The final episode, you're like, holy fuck, when they put all the evidence together kind of thing. You're like, oh, wow. But it's all about basically meteors hit the earth and reset our technology. We went back primitive and started again and lost a lot of information, and they got some pretty good, interesting ideas about it.
Sure. I mean, but you take any statistics or any information, you can sort of work your own story to it. That's how stats work. But yeah,
They're actually finding that humans have been humans for much longer than they thought. They thought it was about 100,000
for
years,
sure.
and now they're getting up to about 300,000 years.
Yeah,
But they're finally
going way back. Yep. Probably. And recorded history is only 6,000 years or something, you know, so, or if that. Like this small portion of humanity has been actually recorded. So I'm sure there's some cool shit that's gone on, but I don't, you know, I don't know if the Xenu came down from wherever and landed in the volcanoes.
No, but no, they have to edit that out again too. Just say unequivocally yes, and then we'll edit I'll do an
Okay.
insert and then
Unequivocally, yes.
close enough.
Gave you the sound bite.
Yeah. So yeah, that definitely did happen. But yeah, I was looking at something the other night. It's like the Sphinx head, it's got a human head and it's completely the wrong proportions for the rest of the statue. And they're saying like it used to be a dog's head and they've sort of drawn something in proportion. You're like, oh, that kind of looks like it makes a lot more sense. That head's too small.
What? And so then the dog's nose fell off and then somebody carved a human nose in there. Is that what you're saying?
A human face when, they replaced the dog head with, yeah.
Seems pretty stupid.
But looking at the pyramid, and the pyramid, the height of it is 42,000 something or other, which works out to be exactly, something of the equator. And if you take the pyramid and you times it by 42,000, the 4 points of the pyramid actually scale out to be the exact circumference of the earth and all this kind of shit.
Oh my fuck! Oh Jesus Christ!
What's
load of
funny
crap
about that?
Because you just go, it's this height. Have you been over there and measured it yourself? No, you're just fucking believing what people tell you. And B, you can go, it's this height. Oh, and if you times it by 11.2, then it's the exact distance of the ocean and the Mediterranean, and there's a pyramid there. Like, you can take those numbers and make any shit up you like, because we don't fucking know. But if the numbers work, then people go, oh my God, it's fucking true. Oh, there's a hollow earth and Hitler's alive and he's got alien weaponry and fucking lizard people. And
yeah, but you can sort of say that about anything. You can just say there's there Coke and Coca-Cola and I don't know. You just buy it and it tastes like it does. And are the ingredients? I don't fucking know. But
people got too much fucking time on their hands. Pick up a fucking axe and chop some wood, people. Stop making up bullshit.
Stonehenge, they must have built it for a reason. Like, what was it doing?
They looked at where the sun came up and they went, I reckon I could put a rock there where the fucking sun comes up. Oh, yay! And look, there's a star over there. Let's put a rock up here. Yay!
Yeah, what were they doing with it all? Why were they doing it?
You're sitting around for fucking your whole life with nothing to do. You don't have the internet, but you got some fucking stones in a paddock and you watch the sky and you see where the stars come up. That's it.
Yeah, but it's like with the pyramids, the moving rocks like 5,000 kilometers.
The pyramids, there was a fucking pharaoh and he wanted a big thing built and he had slaves. Slavery gets shit done. They were bored. Fucking put some rocks together. Jesus, people. Calm down. It's hot.
What are you saying calm down for and you're the one having a tantrum?
No, I'm telling people that are coming up with all this bullshit to calm down.
Anyway, I heard a rumor the world's actually flat, not actually circular. I've been looking into
giant
it.
Ice wall. And we're on a giant turtle was the other one I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Must be true.
Well, do you know it's not?
Well, I always think about it logically and as if like the way they talk about the ice wall is that nobody's seen it because it's protected by I forget the organization, but somebody's protecting the ice wall in boats, right? So they're out there in this ocean stopping people getting to the ice wall. And somebody worked out how many people and how many boats it would take to police it regularly enough to stop people going through. And it was something like close to the population, half the population of the earth or something would have to be there policing this wall in boats. It's fucking bullshit, Dan. The earth is round.
Climate change.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just more proof, really.
These people that are fucking yabbering on about flat, and if you're a flat earther, fuck you. Send us a message so I can just mock you to your face. The technology that you're listening to this fucking thing on is sent through satellites that use the round Earth science to put satellites in space to send the shit to you. So your fucking phone, like people
don't believe that, do you?
You're an idiot too, Scientologist.
Do not mock my religion. Jeez.
I mock everybody's religion. You can all get fucked.
Oh, you're going to hell.
No, I'm just going under the ground to I don't know,
Oh,
fertilize trees.
you actually
And
think
I
people
can't
die?
wait. Yeah. Just get to rest. When does the hurting stop?
I don't think Battlefield Earth's as bad as they say. It's kind of like if you had a bottle of wine, what you know, it's quite funny.
That's every shit movie review for you. On a bottle of wine, it's a 9.
Well, I drink lots of bottles of wine. It makes
Oh,
things a lot better.
do we need to have an intervention?
No, I'm enjoying it,
Okay.
quite frankly. Yeah, leave me alone.
As long as you don't cry at the same time.
Yeah, the
Bottle of
screenwriter
wine.
reckoned he wrote this and got changed, and he's not responsible. Other people saying the film was overly attacked before, people hated it before it even came out because of the Scientology link.
I didn't even. When it came out, were you aware of Scientology?
Yeah,
Like, I had no
didn't
idea.
really care. Don't really
Yeah.
care.
And I don't think there's any subliminal Scientology stuff in the film, is there? I didn't notice any.
No, I think it's just a science fiction story.
It's just sci-fi, right? Yeah. Straightforward.
There's no there's nothing, there's no character arcs, but there's a story and there's double crossing and it keeps going. Oh, they're worse Marvel films. Let's fucking face it.
Yeah, this one does have has long sections of the film where there's no dialogue and it's just endless action. Like that, the ending, the action set piece. Jesus, I just wanted it to end. It just kept going on and on
Well,
and
it's
on.
like, and people calling this the worst film in the world. And you're like, have you seen Thor 2? Have you seen,
Yeah, there's
a lot
worse. Yeah.
There's I don't know. I enjoyed Travolta's performance. Forrest Whitaker was a good foil. He was, there was a nice little comedy duo going there. I just don't think you meant to take it that seriously and get along with it. I didn't enjoy like the opening. Yeah, the overuse of the Dutch tilts in the beginning and the spots looks a bit cheap. And apparently, that franchise entertainment they misrepresented how much budget was going into this when it was getting made. Like they misrepresented about another 30 million in the budget that they didn't have.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
To get people involved, and it does look a bit cheap and digital in places. But then again, it's not the worst looking film I've ever seen. If you go back a couple of years earlier, there's much worse stop motion and like green screen stuff, and it's pretty shocking.
Looks like
when they walk
like
through
the city, film.
Yeah, it's pretty close, isn't it? Those shots when they're going through the ruined New York, it looks like little people on a green screen and a painting in the background. It's pretty. It's not a good painting.
Yeah. And did you think it was convenient that Fort Knox was just left open?
The door was open. When they got there and the door was open, like the big door, they had to cut off the hinges. I thought, oh, that's you cut the door off. You think that's not secure, and then they walk in and the other door's open and no one's taken anything.
Yep.
So they locked up after themselves before they left, but they left the inside door. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's some silly things. People talk about plot holes, but yeah,
a film like this, I think, as you say, budget wasn't there. I think this. I probably should read the book. It might be entertaining. The premise is fine. It feels like a film that just had no budget and had to pay John Travolta his salary, and they just had no money for a screenwriter,
Well, I don't know about that one. I don't know. Everyone's blaming everyone at the end of it.
Yeah. But to be fair, I mean, tough episode, we've still got a good 10 minutes left. And it's, what do you talk about in this film? There's no boob. There's no I don't know, memorable actors. There's no
John
sweet
Travolta.
gore. Yeah, he was shit in this. Come on.
They got their arms blown off, and they just kind of looked at it and went, oh, my
Yeah.
arm's blown off.
Yeah,
Guess they're aliens. That can happen.
I guess. Yeah.
Um,
But then, so what do you reckon? Or because you haven't read the book, I assume.
Yeah.
Right. So if there was meant to be a sequel to this, you say this was the first half of the book, right? And so they've blown up the dome, they've blown up the Silo's home planet.
Mm.
What's next? Where do you see the second half of this going? If that's the first half.
Well, I thought they kind of signposted it in that final scene where they said there are probably other Cyclos who weren't on the home planet, and they'll be when they find out that the home planet's being blown up, they're going to come to Earth, and then John Travolta would be in trouble because he was the guy who's supposed to be running the security on that, and he freed the humans to go do his mining operation, so he's probably in a bit of trouble. So I guess the second half is Cyclonians find out and come back to Earth.
And then so they come back to Earth and they confront Travolta, who's in the cage. And does he talk his way out of it? And then they chase the humans down again.
Well, the next part was Forrest Whitaker was teaching them how to use all the Cyclonian technology. So then they're going to use the Cyclonian technology to fight the Cyclonians when they come. Yeah,
okay. So there's more of like a sci-fi war on Earth. And I guess more of the humans would have gone in the I-beam thing. So they'd properly learn how to do shit. Yeah. All right. Okay. And then it's like intelligent humans using alien technology to fight aliens.
I just found the Wikipedia page for the novel.
Ugh. All right. How close were we? I think all the humans shed their clothes because they're old leather. And there's a scene like in Stormship Troopers where they just communal shower.
It's discovered that all Cyclos have a deep brain stimulation device implanted in their brains to make them controllable. Meant to make work pleasant for them. This promotes extreme sadism in the males, causing them to attack any non-Cyclo who shows interest in Cyclo mathematics and teleportation. With the Earth being threatened by other alien races looking for restitution because they had suffered under the harsh rule of the Cyclos, Johnny opposes a race of intergalactic bankers seeking to repossess Earth for unpaid debts.
Oh, so that bored me. They had me and then they lost me. Like a bunch of different aliens coming to get revenge, and then the banking system.
Oh, it's just like Phantom Menace.
Well, I guess. Yeah, trade embargoes and stuff, because that really brought the kids in. Those toys, they sold out real fast.
So the dirty nukes that destroyed the capital city on Cyclos instead started a chain reaction which reached into the planet's core due to overmining, causing the planet to explode and transform into a star.
Oh, you've already lost me. All right. If you went down the video store, you had to double feature this with something. What are you double featuring it with? What are you back-to-backing?
Johnny works out a way to prevent the repossession of Earth via contracts Terry had signed with Brown Limper Stauffer.
We're losing listeners at a vast rate. We've got 5 minutes left. What are you double featuring this fuck with?
Years later, frustrated with unending fame and life away from nature, a middle-aged Johnny takes some supplies and quietly slips away into the Rocky Mountains, never to be seen again. He becomes a figure of legend.
Shame. Poor Johnny.
Okay.
Johnny be good.
What am I going to pair this with? Powerful idea.
Finally? Sure you don't want to
No.
read some more Wikipedia?
It was interesting, wasn't it? I think people were riveted.
Let us know in the comments below.
Oh, I forgot the name of it. What was that Star Wars film that just had John Boy Walton on it and he had a big mole on the side of his face?
I don't
It
know
was
who
like
John Boy Walton is.
and it had a big mole on his face and it was a Star Wars kind of a ripoff that came after it, and it had
Like
it was kind
Battlestar
of a remake
Galactica.
of Magnificent Seven.
Nah, mate. You should have done more research.
Well, I had trouble with my mailbox. I've been out all day and I didn't have time to.
So Magnificent Seven in space is your choice.
Yeah, everybody knows what film I'm talking about.
Perfect. Let us know in the comments below if you actually do know what that film is, because we're not going to get there.
If you know what I'm talking about, yeah, just write it in the comments.
Yeah. I'm going to mix it up with another adventure film that could have been so much better. It was mildly entertaining, but roughly made. Is the Ray Liotta classic, Escape from Absalom. I don't know why. That's just what sprung to mind. Actors and odd art direction and odd costumes. Escape from Absalom. Go check it out.
I saw that movies back in the day when that came out.
So did I. Yeah. I've enjoyed it. Just putting up with this. Or no, I'll go with that. I'm not going to change it. I'm sticking with it. Sticking with my guns. How,
I'm just going to say new June. Watch June. The new June that came out 2020.
sure. I still haven't seen that.
What a gay.
What a
So non-binary.
what a happy wee lad you are. What a happy wee lad.
Bundle of sticks.
Yeah. Oh, you happy bundle of sticks. Yeah.
Well, that's what we're going to rate this.
I guess we do.
Oh, God. You go first. Where are you going first?
Look, I watched it at the movies and I didn't walk away hating it back when it came out. And I never watched it since. And I knew it was just hated. But then going back to watch it now, I could see why there was hate. It was a piece of shit. Oh, Jesus. I'll be kind. I'll give it a 3.5 dreadlocks out of 10. 3.5 alien dreadlocks out of 10. That's me.
Russia gets a 2.5 on IMDb.
Oh, wow. So I'm above
That's a bit rough.
par. No. It's not a good one.
1 out of 10. One of the greatest sci-fi comedies ever made. Yeah, it's meant to be funny, I think. 1 out of 10. Please send it back from where it came. 1 out of 10. 2 out of 10. The critics are right. 1 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
2 out of 10.
You're not gonna get your review in if you don't say it now. You got 30 seconds.
I'm going to give it a 4.5. I'm going to throw caution to a wind.
Whole extra point for your love of
It's not that
Scientology.
bad. I'll give it 5.
Oh,
I'm going to
it's
give
just
it
going up.
5.5. Fuck them all.
They keep pushing money in your direction, Dan. That's Scientology money. Keep it going.
Oh, we're sponsored by Church of Scientology,
Yeah.
aren't we? Which
That's
is
a
by
6.
not
It's
influencing
a
it.
6.
Easy 9.5. Really.
Easy.
Goodness.
Yeah.
I'm taking
Yeah.
a point off, half a point off for not being longer. Yeah. Woo! Best film ever. Okay, I'm going to have to edit that. There's a lot of editing to be done.